Hello, everybody. It has been a minute, and I'm jumping on because I'm working right now on this amazing way to generate ads and hooks for Spark. Spark's evolving, and as we know, things like Spark sites, we do so much more than websites. So I decided to get into a conversation with um, my personal AI assistant. I'm going to show that to you real quick. It's something that I've been cooking up for myself. It's beyond Chat GPT. But long story short, we have several premium clients. One of them is the illustrious Kevin of Superior Spray. That's one person who has entrusted us with their ads and lead generation. And we've been playing with a lot of different stuff, but we really need to amp this up. And so I'm running a test on our own company first in order to use this for our client. And I've stumbled into it, and it has been nuts. It's absolutely nuts. And I want to share my screen on this um, because what we're generating is basically out of control. Here, let's put this over here. Actually, what we're generating is out of control. Here, let me stop sharing my screen, and then let's go ahead and now share the other screen. Uh, let's do screen. There we go. Screen two. Boom. And so we've got let's pull up something that's probably more readable. Boom. How about this? Why don't we do this? So we've got this thing, and I want to share it with you because the intelligence behind this, the brain behind this is second to none. And I would be remiss if I didn't show this to you. So this is a custom Claude install. It's called Claude Code. And I won't bother you with showing you the setup here. You could probably get a similar effect if you were to train your Chat GPT project. But the problem with Chat GPT is this. The problem with Chat GPT is this. You have certain memory tokens that get limited. And if you're having a long conversation with your Chat GPT or your Claude, it can start to lose context. It can start to get confused. And then let's just say you've been in a long conversation with your Chat GPT or your Claude, and eventually you then ask it to do a task like come up with ads. It doesn't exactly know what to do. I'm going to give you a glimpse into what we're doing for ourselves and our clients to rapidly test hundreds, and I mean hundreds of ads, because in the past, as we ran ads for clients, we'd have to test five and it would take 2 or 3 days, and we don't really know if it's working and what's going on. But I'm going to show you this right here. I'm going to show you this a little bit, and I'm going to scroll through this. Yes, it looks like a command line prompt. I'm not going to overwhelm you with coding. I'm trying to impress upon you by showing this to you how intelligent you can make or get your AI if you do just a little bit of tweaking, but more importantly, the level of service that we're trying to bring to our clients. And it's out of control. And so the example here, this is the example working with Spark Sites itself, and a little bit of context. I really needed to do some deep work with AI to talk about how AI is going to affect our website company, to talk about where to take the company over the next, 3 to 9 months rapidly to adjust with changes going on with AI. So we got into that conversation. There's rebranding going on here. So let me show you a little bit of what we're looking at here. Let's switch these. Boom. There we go. And let's actually drop me a little bit here. So what we have right here, let me back up here a little bit. I have a function in here called, before I get into ads, I have a function called think. And this function called think is I drop something to it. And in this case, I dropped a YouTube link in our chat, and it started thinking about it. It's connected to a bunch of services. And as it was processing this, it was actually pulling the transcript. And then it actually got to thinking about it. It summarized the video into what he's talking about. So then I said, let's capture this in the form of a research file. So then it generated a research file called The Date Today, and it's the Alex Hormozy ads framework. You might have seen a short come out by him on how he generates between 150 and 750 ads, and it summarized this into a framework. Then I asked it to think about my current ad skill. So there's another skill here that I'll show this to you here. Let me just go down here. If I just type this in ads, it's a skill where it has a bunch of context. This research I just did with Alex Hormozy, and then it has its whole own scaffolding. And I told it to think about this. And then he said, hey, here's some good news. The good news is that the VIP engine that you're running on is already deeply aligned with the Alex Hormozy framework. Here's how they compare and map. So I said, let's compare Alex Hormozy to the VIP engine. Alex Hormozy asks for 50 hooks. The VIP engine asks for 30 variations. Basically, we're having a conversation before we even generate the first hooks or the first ads. And my goal is for this software in a single command to output 50 to 100 different ad hooks that I can walk outside and record or delegate to my team and record in just moments. So it goes step by step, how it compares with hooks, and then where the hook sources come from, and how the VIP engine compares, awareness levels, and how the VIP engine compares. So basically, it says these are already very closely related. Right now, you only have one angle, and this is the thing I showed you. Our company is education first, which in a post AI world, a website agency or a marketing agency needs to be education first. It needs to be able to educate the clients on what their life looks like in a post AI world. How can they get these ad creatives? Because it's the consumer grade products aren't actually generating good stuff. They're generating a lot of slop relative to their brand. So being an education first company is good based on your reference files and Hormozy's approach. Here are the natural candidates. Which of these feels right to you? So it's asking for new agencies. Burned by other agencies. You've wasted money with marketing that didn't work before. That's not a bad angle. Local trust. We're Lakeland people building for Lakeland businesses. This is actually one I'm going to use quite a bit. AI forward. Your competitors are using AI. Are you? I'm checking that one out. Value for money. High-end users. High-end doesn't have to mean high cost. I may or may not incorporate that. I don't think I'm going to incorporate that much. It might be a small percentage of our hooks, but maybe. And academic credibility. Our strategist is literally a professor of marketing. And that's a hat tip to Nicole, who is the professor of marketing at SAU and contributing a lot that way. So pick the ones that resonate or tell me ones I'm missing, and I'll build them out as angles. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to tell it, I like all of them, but number 4. Let's build out these angles. So this is basically a marketing agency in a box, and it's helping me build out these angles. So it's going to build all 4, and let's just give it a second here. It's matching the format of your education first angle and anchoring to your actual reference files. I've got brand files in there. There's even a document in there called Soul. So when it displays like this, this is just the output. So I like all of them. That was my command. It did some thinking, and then it created this reference file. And this reference file, where'd it go? Number 1 reference file is burned by agencies. Here's the hook. You've already wasted money on marketing that didn't work. Let's talk about it. So that's the first one. And here's the insight. So it's basically conjuring up a script. We know you've been burned, no black box marketing. And what's going on down here is, do you want to create this file? Yep, I want to create this file. So it's creating that file, and that's permanently saved in my repository. It's there for life. It's part of my branding documents now. And so anytime I create ads, it's always pulling from these angles. Okay, so all 4 angles are built. Here's what you have. Education first. The hook is the more you understand, the more you'll value what we do. Burned by agencies. The hook is you've already wasted money on marketing that didn't work. And here's the awareness level, problem to solution aware. So there's awareness levels of your ads. So again, we haven't begun constructing the ads yet. We're constructing the Mad Libs, if you will, of the different components of the ads. And knowing that your ads in the Andromeda launch of Facebook or Meta's search engine or its algorithms, it has problem aware, solution aware, unaware. It has these different states of the client. It knows the users. It knows if the users are aware of the problem. It knows if the users are unaware that they even have a problem. It knows if the user is aware of the solution, and it's going to generate different ads based on that. And so the framework that I'm using, that I've been constructing, I've kind of been dark for a while building out an AI marketing system. And so it's now built these angles. Let's see here. There we go. It's now built these angles. So we're Lakeland people building for Lakeland businesses, solution aware. Someone is aware that they want a local solution. Your competitors are already using AI to get ahead. Are you? And so then we have academic credibility is the next hook. Your ads readiness jump from 10. Okay, great. The remaining gaps are color palette. We'll get to that in a second. Fill in the visual style. Decide which offer to advertise and jump. Okay, so I think we've got some good hooks here. We've got academic credibility. We've got AI forward. It created all of these little documents. So basically it's saying, what do we want to do? I say, let's decide which offer to advertise. Let's do number 1. Boom. And let it guide me. So again, this is something that I've been dark on, creating a whole, like, imagine ChatGPT, but it's all dedicated to you. So it knows about these offers because your site has 8 offers. Which are we running ads for? So these are categories of offers with ranges. We've built websites for between $500 and $3,500, and it's too custom, and it even had advice for that. We've done SEO for $900 one time on up to $1,000 a month for some of our clients. We've done Google ads setup plus a retainer. We've done Facebook ads and social media. Consulting, influencer work is all custom, and education. Your offer, and this is the offer file. This is, again, a reference file that it always knows. Says websites is the wedge. Most clients enter there. Then discovery call surfaces what else they need. That would make it a natural first ad campaign. Because I'm not going to overcomplicate this, we have a rebrand that has to happen where we're changing our name and we're focusing our offerings on education or consultancy. And we'll take care of that. But literally for today, I just need to generate the next few weeks of organic and ad content. So I'm just going to say, let's start there with websites. Let's pepper in some angles about AI and our growing consulting approach. And it's going to capture this. And here's what I've been doing while it's thinking. Boom. Do you want to proceed? Yes. It's going to now prompt me like a wizard and generate ultimately an output. Good. We're locked to websites with AI forward and consulting angles peppered in. Let me fire up ads. So ads is a skill that I was going to demonstrate. I could just hit /ads, and now it's firing up these ads. So what's the stack here while it's thinking? The stack is Claude Code. So some of you have used Claude. ChatGPT is decent, but they've rolled out ads to ChatGPT, and I'm going to do that less and less. So check this out. It's going to be using Nano Banana because it's going to be generating the graphics for me when I want graphic posts. So we're going to mix in ads, Facebook ads, and Reels and do both. So do I want to proceed? Yep. It's probably going to have me connect to Nano Banana. I think I've already got a Google API key, but let's let it check. So I have a whole series of API keys stored in here. And so it's Claude Code, and there's a customization that I've been using from a particular group of people that I've been working with to upgrade ourselves as it comes to AI. And it's a cohort. They've got a school group. I've been a part of them for a long time. They helped us with ads in the past, but now they've pivoted to using AI. So we've begun working with them, and they have this, what amounts to a database of commands, like the ads command, like the think command, and their job is to maintain the skills. Ads is a skill. Think is a skill. Connect to servers is a skill. Basically, this is going to push to Facebook for me. It's not only going to ideate it, not only going to use Nano Banana to create the graphics, it's also going to set up the ad campaign in Facebook for me and for our clients. And so we can do this high level of testing, high level of creative generation for our clients. And it's on brand because we fed it the brand for the client. That's part of the work is you're feeding it the brand and the prompts. And we're moving forward here. So now let's scroll back up and see what it's telling us. Skill, it loaded the skill. Repos, yep. It already started and confirmed the repos. Okay, so pre-flight, where are we at? Do we have offers? It's 2 out of 3. That's okay. Do we have an audience? We've already got the audience built. It interviewed me about our audience, and our audience is small business owners feeling certain types of pain. It audited me on our voice, and I'm getting a score 2 out of 3. We audited me for some testimonials. We have some of our own testimonials that we loaded into there. Angles, I don't know why it's blank. Maybe it's complete because it's a 3 out of 3. And then the visual style is a 2 out of 3. Nano Banana is available because I already added a Google API key that we're already using. Add account. The status is not connected. Let me see your live meta performance. So I'm not going to burden you with this right now. I'm going to jump off and take care of this because I'm going to be messing with some API keys, and I will jump back on and record what I'm doing with this. But this is an example of there's some setup. I've spent a day or two on setup of some of this. I've spent another couple days feeding it my brand. That's the most important thing so that your output is quality. But this is so smart at this point that I'm just a few steps here to actually creating these ads and getting them scheduled. So I'm going to follow through with some of these steps, and I'll actually leave this on. And if I hit any security stuff, like if I hit like my API keys and stuff, I'll hide the screen real quick. But it is now pre-flighting me on all the stuff. Could I upgrade anything that's a 2 out of 3? Sure, I could even tell it, let's upgrade it. But again, for the purposes of today, I just need to get some ads and some organic content out over the next 2 weeks or so and just get that running and churning for us. When I upgrade this for our company to really start leaning heavily into our new value propositions, like our consultancies, like our strategy sessions with clients, then we'll do that. But let's take a look here. Campaign name. This names the output folder. So let's do this. And I've got another tool on here that I absolutely love because I don't know if you've learned yet, but getting where are we at here? Talking to the thing tends to be a lot more efficient. And so I've got this other tool. This is actually an AI empowered tool where I can dictate. It's called Voice Hotkey, and it's loading. When it's loaded here, I want to demonstrate it for you. And this allows me to talk to the thing in a more natural way, and it rapidly accelerates. How are we doing back here? It rapidly accelerates this input. Like, you're not going to be stuck typing anymore. Okay, we're looking good. It's got the commands. Let's minimize it. Let's drop our cursor in here, and let's just hit this. Campaign name is going to be websites for the spring. And for number 2, this will run as a normal meta ad category. It does not have any special ad categories. And it drops that in there, and I hit enter, right? Boom. So you're answering it and inputting it just as you go. Because I sit here in my little studio all by my lonesome sometimes, and I just am dialoguing. This dialogue is actually how I filled out the core offer document, the audience document, the visual style document, just having a natural conversation. There was an awesome tweet by Elon a day or so ago. I don't love all of his stuff, but sometimes he really nails it. And one of the things he said is, pretty soon you won't even have to know coding. If you're studying coding, stop immediately, because the power of AI, it's skipping coding and going right to binary. Process that for a second. If I can just dictate to it, I don't even have to type into it. I can just talk to it. I don't have to code HTML or CSS, which I learned when CSS first came out in 2002-ish, 2003. We don't have to do that anymore because it simply is about going straight to binary now. And so anywhere you can shortcut the communication cycle but get as accurate as possible, then do it. So I do this voice command as often as possible, and I'm just giving you a glimpse of what we're doing for clients. So it's over here thinking, listen, it's literally canoodling. It's eating up tokens. There's ways to load this so it doesn't eat up tokens. I have a $25 level with Claude right now, and it just gives me an API. So you could type into Claude and do the paid tier of $25 a month. And that model is a lot different than the free tier. It's a lot smarter. But I've got my credit card on there. So if it goes over on tokens, which I haven't done yet this month, but if it goes over on tokens, it just renews another $25 worth of tokens. We've done this with ChatGPT for our clients. Nearly all of our automations for clients right now work on ChatGPT. I am actually looking at getting off ChatGPT and onto Claude because the model is so much more advanced and I believe ethically and security wise better. But I'm not making that jump yet. But you can see here, it's building the campaign, and we'll see what it populates here in a second. So while that's thinking, the stack is Claude Code and GitHub. Now, you might not know GitHub. You might just be a normal business owner. I see one on Twitch. I see two on YouTube. You might just be a normal business owner. If you know what GitHub is, great. If you don't know what GitHub is, bear with me real quick. GitHub is just a place where I can back all this stuff up in different versions. That way I can see how my program here, my little personal instance right here has evolved over time. But B, I can go to any of my other computers, boot this up and pull it down from GitHub. And I've got the latest conversations that I've had. Now, let's see what we got here. It's asking if we want to create the output folder for website spring campaign. Yes, I freaking do. Boom. So again, it's doing all this work. It's literally creating folders, writing part one, the image prompts. So it's writing image prompts. Now I'm going to use nearly half of these for video content because I'm also building up my personal brand around this. We're building up our personal consultancy brand around this. So I want them to get used to my face as well. But we will also have image prompts for the ads themselves and do a little bit of a mix. So it's got image prompts for all 5 angles. This is a full batch, 15 image prompts plus 25 primaries and 25 headlines. Give me a moment. So this won't look exactly like the Hormozi framework because I told it to synthesize the Hormozi framework with the existing framework from this group, this cohort I've been working with that started as an ads company. And their background is that they started as an ads company and have done over 15 to 20 million of ads. They've won the school games multiple times over. But about 3 or 4 months ago, they stopped posting content about ads. Their content on ads revolutionized how we were testing Facebook ads for our clients. It's been a phenomenal success for our VIP clients who pay us for ads management. But then when they pivoted to this AI situation where this is literally what you're seeing, I barely even leave this command prompt. In fact, I can type in anything that happens here and create a task in ClickUp that can be delegated to my team next. I can text my team next. And if I ever get stuck on something technical, like how do I text my team from this screen? It will tell me how. It searches the databases, it tells me what I need, and I drop it in there, and then it allows me just to work directly from the screen. My goal is to rarely leave this screen if I don't have to. So I'm going to be having it do this at least weekly right now. This little process we're doing, I'm going to have it memorize this process because when it's done, I can say, create a skill around this. And it will create a skill and literally do all of these steps and see how much less it needs me. And if you look, what's actually happening? It's doing this work. Before all of this, instead of talking to you, which is a marketing activity, this is a marketing activity that I'm doing. And it's my highest and best use to be in front of the camera, talk people through stuff, make technical stuff seem quite a bit simpler than it is, but really giving background on what our company is all about and what we're doing. That's my strength. But right up until this came out, I'm always struggling between, should I be writing these 25 headlines, 25 prompts, 15 image prompts, running them through Nano Banana myself, generating the images myself, or can I sit here and do a marketing activity while it's happening? That's the power of this thing. And that's what I've been working on all along. And you can see it's been going for 5 minutes. It's actually working. And that 5 minutes and these tokens are saving me probably 4 hours. I probably would have been in the weeds at least 4 to 6, maybe more hours today, coming up with all of this copy, coming up with the scripts. Because as soon as this is done, I'm going to save this and then I'm going to tell it to use these prompts as scripts, which you can see is very easy to do. Then it's going to load it into Facebook. So how much time am I saving? Total Even from queuing up the campaign in Meta. How long? Oh my God, I'm saving 10 hours and I'm getting more bulk ready to go. And it's on brand. It's nuts. So let's see where we're at here. Okay. Okay, so the stack, while this is going, so the stack is Claude Code, GitHub. How do you connect GitHub? It sounds super technical. You literally just ask it how to do it. And then while that's thinking, I'm going to pull up another screen real quick here. Let's put this over on this screen so you can see it while it's thinking in the background. It'll tell us when it's done. So literally, I've got this little folder here, and this is the folder I start from. And then I go into any one of the projects that I'm working on. And I'm going to start booting up a project for each and every client. And it will already replicate the skills, basically the engine, the brain, stays in this central hub right here. And then the branding or the contextual information lives in these little folders. And that's how, okay, let's see what it's done. But that's the structure of it. And then all of these, this entire thing backs up to GitHub. And every day I fire this up, it updates its brain. So with, hold on, let's see what we got here. It updates its brain with all the learnings from the other companies because there's a cohort we're a part of. And if I learn some new skills or execute on skills, it educates the main branch, the main VIP line, and then everyone else in the group is learning from that. So I'm running ads right now. I'm going to help other businesses the next time they run ads, they would have learned from my ad campaign. And so the core hub is getting smarter all the time. So what do we got here? Campaign, it's ready to go. It was thinking, it's writing the part that we saw. It's telling us that it came up with a static ads batch 001. The type is static, batch saved, batch command. Great. Do I want to proceed? Git commit. So basically, this is what it's asking. Git commit pre-review state. Yeah, let's go ahead and proceed with committing all of these updates. And let's tell it never to ask me this again. Boom. So it's just going to now push these to the web so I don't lose these. Rate limit options. Oh, I'm running out of tokens. Boom. What do you want to do? Stop and wait for limit reset? Add funds. Let's add funds for extra usage. And so you can't see this, but on the other screen, I've just used my extra plan usage, and let's buy extra usage. And let's just say I'm going to buy another $25. Let's purchase it. You can't see this because it's a secure screen. It's on the other screen here. So it prompted Claude to open up another screen, and it's processing the payment. It's buying extra usage because what we did is we did use a lot of tokens, and I'm pretty close to upgrading. So Claude has 3 tiers, the free tier and like the $25 tier. And then it has like $100 tier. I'm pretty close to jumping on the $100 tier. So we just upgraded. Let's see how our plan is looking. Let's refresh. All right, let's go over here. Start new login following extra usage. Exit with Control C while existing. Okay. So let's pull this down. Let's move this up. Let's make sure we're seeing everything. Claude account. Select login method. We already did. Control C. How are we going to back out of here now? Oop. Oh, I was on the wrong screen. Let's go here. And then let's go through Claude account with the subscription. Boom. There we go. Bear with me here. Sorry, folks. Let's go back to that screen. There we go. Boom. There we go. Let's just proceed. Here, let's do this. We can. Did we push? Batch save. Now running the automatic post-generating timeline. Churn, Claude, proceed. Paste code here if prompted. There we go. Okay. Let's proceed. I upgraded and added more tokens. Boom. And it's going to talk to Claude and say, hey, did that happen? It's thinking about it, and it'll throw an error. It'll tell me what to do next. So you can see this does use a little bit of tokens. I think I've spent $125. No, I haven't spent more than 25. This is the first time I've had to renew this month. Last month I did renew. So it's just going to keep thinking here. And right now it's writing. Let's see here. It's pushing that document and creating that document. Good. Picking up where we left off. Pre-review commit is done. Now reviewing compliance review across 5 lenses. That's great. This takes about 2 or 3 minutes. Boom. And it's got 2 agents going, FTC compliance, meta. So it's actually looking at compliance issues, which is just freaking nuts. Quality lens, authenticity lens. So it basically has these scripts of, does it sound authentic? Is it compliant with policies? And it just this continues to blow me away because it's like, if you think about this, we have one client, Humarian, we run ads for them, and they have a probiotic. And that probiotic always requires, I got a chat in here. Sorry, I just missed it. Can you drop your Discord or IG? Sorry. Oh, no, got it. Sorry, that looks like a little spammy. So basically, if you can imagine us doing this probiotic stuff, that would flag Meta's policies because it's often medical. And you want to make sure the ads in a medical product like Probonics, you want to make sure that it doesn't make claims or it doesn't target people based on an ailment. You're not allowed to target people based on, say, for example, cancer or gut health, but you are allowed to target them based on interest. It's a very small nuance. And so, and if you notice, each of these are done at different times because each agent, these are different agents working at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's why they're completing at different times, because they're booting up on their back end. For example, substantiation is running 65,000 tokens. Man, these are way more tokens than I would have thought. That's a learning curve right there. So I've never run I haven't run it this extensively, creating this many ads. This is the first time I've created this many ads at once. So it's very interesting on how many tokens it's taking. And then, of course, copy quality. So it's checking, how does the copy look? Does it make sense? This is fantastic. This is nuts. And then what I can do is I can tell it to export as a Google Doc, or I can just review the doc myself in this format and start loading these ads, or we can just push it to Meta. So you can get an idea of how extensive this is and how much, I cannot tell you how much time this saved me. The reason I brought up the Humarian thing is not only do you have a Meta policy review, but also you have a legal team. They have a legal team and they look for compliance issues. And so how much waiting would we have done to get all of these ads, like 50 or so of these ads, into legal's hands? They have to review all the images and all the copy. But instead, we have all that done here. So our task agents have finished. And now it's synthesizing everything it's learned. And we're going to run these. We're going to hopefully get some copy and some prompts here very shortly. Let's see. And this is like, my goal here is the antithesis to a black box. A lot of marketing companies, they might try to hide how much they're doing with AI. They might try to hide dude, they're using it so much. Now, is it higher quality to not be using AI at all? That's what we're testing, but we have to test it because the big dogs, the big agencies are using AI regardless. And then they're filtering it through human eyes and they're charging $10,000 a month, and they're going to be capturing video content as well as text content. We're trying to see how much of that we can make affordable to the average small business owner without breaking the bank. So this says here, ad 4 has 70% of all the findings. The other 4 ads are substantially cleaner. Want me to apply fixes now? I'll handle all 3 P1s and the high impact P2s. The body copy convergence would be a major rewrite. I'd recommend doing that as a separate batch. So want me to apply fixes now? P3. Oh, it gave me a summary here. Oh, it gave me a whole summary. Cool. Okay, so it went through the compliances. It went the review. Must fix before launch. 3 issues. P1, location, ad 4, UGC, hook and body. Issue, fabricated 15 hours a week. Statistic. Oh, it fabricated a statistic. So here's the issue. It's even identifying. It's even identifying when it's just been fabricated. So the issue is that it fabricated this. and fabricated the client narrative presented as a real story because no real testimonial or data supports it. That's a major issue. And I'm glad it brought that issue to my attention. This is where the AI and the human quality check interface. So, ad number 4, pattern interrupt. The issue, still doing everything manually, is a strategy and a losing one, is condescending and a pressure tactic. It violates the voice document. The gap is widening. Close it equals fear-based urgency. So one of the agents wrote this ad based on pressure tactic. But this was smart enough to realize it mismatched our voice document. This is nuts. And it's brought this up as an issue for us to review. Issue number 3. Sarah's quote is used without attribution. Partial excerpt framed as an anonymous client. The source of the issue is basically FTC and substantiation agents reviewed it and said, this copy's here. Sarah says this quote, but we didn't quote her, and it might not work. Fix before launch. Outpacing competitors. So I need to look at that one. Is that a big deal? Not so much. Issue number 5. Here's how even was used 4 times in it reads as AI generated. That's the problem because that statement was used 4 times in the copy. Okay, got to change that. This one is fabricated first-person narrative without attribution. This one is you plus a negative state. So the headline kind of is negative. This issue is that the image prompts steep upward graph before and after split. Meta visual triggers. So this might cause Meta to not like the graphics. It might trigger an issue with Meta because you're showing steep graphics. This issue adds burned twice backstory to Sarah M that doesn't exist in the testimonial. That's interesting. I got to review that. You can see that we got to review all of these. And then improve if time allows. So it's suggesting the punch list of what's going on. And before launch, confirm these are accurate. So I got to confirm that all 5 of these things are accurate. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to jump into this myself here. I am going to jump off right now. I wanted to give you a demonstration on how smart this system is. When it is ready to actually generate the 50 different ads, I'll jump back on and bring that to you. But I wanted to give you a snapshot into how we're serving clients with AI. I wanted to give you a snapshot into how we're making high-end ad generation and AI ad use available to the average small business owner so that you're not breaking your entire marketing budget, but you're still getting the best of the best of AI agents, multiple AI agents working for you. So I'm going to leave off for now. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll talk more soon. And if you have any question, reach out to us at sparkmysite.com, or I'm Grant Sparks. Google me.